There is something of a miracle happening in the Northumberland Hills these days. Oh, the hills are much the same as they have been for generations, still magical and beautiful, rolling on into the distance. But in this little corner of Northumberland, on this particular farm, a brand new economic model is growing from a small seed planted by a couple of visionaries, right alongside a brand new crop, which is growing up in place of an old one. The two crops couldn't be more different. Where once tobacco had been the crop of choice, now grows kale. Kale is in the cabbage family, and it is a nutritional powerhouse. It has been called the Queen of Greens. It's high in iron and vitamins K, C, and A, as well as calcium. It is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. Kale is low in calories, high in fiber, and has zero fat. Replacing tobacco with kale is only part of the story. Entrepreneurs Adrian and Dropity Quinn had a vision, and it didn't end with farming a healthy food in place of a decidedly unhealthy consumer product. The Quinns are longtime residents of Northumberland, and they know the lure and wonder of the Northumberland Hills. Their shared vision is no less than an agricultural renaissance sweeping the land. It's a break from the traditional agricultural model that is both sustainable and economically viable.
Hello, everybody. Who's hungry? With the goats, it's neat. It's a really integral part of the whole farm because the kale stems, they can't be made into compost and put that compost in the field in case there's any infectious diseases that could re-inoculate the field. So instead, we feed the stems to the goats. They love it. It's their favorite food. And then what they produce can be made into manure teas that go back into fertilizing the field. And that way it completes the cycle. So that growing the kale, we use the leaves for the chips, the stems go to the goats, and they recycle them with nutrients back into the soil. So they're really an integral part of a sustainable farm.
This is a job-creating vision that provides opportunities for young people in the region. They don't have to go to the city to find meaningful, rewarding employment. They can stay, work, buy homes, and build the community. This is the home of Kaylee's Acres Organic Farm and the Kale Kitchen. It's where Solar Raw kale chips are made. The Quinn's vision became Solar Raw, a state-of-the-art food processing facility located right on the farm. Here the kale is dehydrated, not cooked. This keeps the nutrients intact. The end result? Solar Raw kale snack food. Adrian and Dropity have been entrepreneurs for over 20 years. They knew they had the skills to make money and retire in comfort, but they wanted more. They wanted to build on a foundation which would help convert their rural base into a place where the younger members of the community would be proud to stay and call home. So far, it works.
We looked at farms in a number of areas, but fortunately right in the hills of Northumberland here, literally almost in our own backyard, we were able to find a farm with the perfect conditions for kale. Now granted, the farm needed a lot of work done and it was an older farm, but that was part of the fun too, was revitalizing this old farm that hasn't been used in 50 years or more. It hasn't really had a purpose, and now we've repurposed that farm that was growing something less favorable to now growing one of the most wonderful plants in the world and one of the healthiest plants in the world, and kale, and lots of it. Thousands of plants of kale, in fact.
The winding road in front of the Kale Kitchen isn't paved, and it's filled with potholes, so you have to drive slowly. But even at the slow pace, and with time to look around, most of us still wouldn't see the small economic miracle taking place around them. What would any funding body or even smart investor ask themselves about this venture? What are the long-range positive economic and social impacts these initiatives will generate? How much funding would be needed to accomplish this ambitious agenda? To convert 60 acres of fallow land, once used for tobacco, into growing healthy food? How much to fund a processing plant that could convert that crop into a ready-to-eat snack food, which is far more nutritious and healthy than almost all of what the market currently offers? How much more to provide needed jobs in a rural setting, a depressed area that could sorely use the cash infusion? And what if those jobs included daycare facilities and other education and learning opportunities to raise the skill levels of the workers here? Workers who represent the highest unemployment population segment in the nation. What if all of this was accomplished at a state-of-the-art facility which uses renewable energy sources such as solar and geothermal power? It would be no small challenge to put a price tag on that kind of value.
We just knew we had to grow it ourselves.
So far, the Quinns have done all this with their own resources. They have a dream and the drive to make it happen, and they have skin in the game. And as you can see, business is booming. Everything that goes out the door is already sold, and what is about to be produced is already spoken for because demand is high. Supply is the problem, and new investment funding will go to address it. Even when a product is great, it's rare for customers to write about it. Not such a rare occurrence at Solar Raw.
I wanted to write to say thanks for making such fabulous food and for treating the earth so kindly in the process.
I can't believe this product. I've never tasted anything quite like it. Oh my God, these are so good. The best part is that they're good for you. Amazing.
Hi, I'm sending an email to tell you how impressed I am with the taste and quality of your kale chips.
I would like to commend you folks at Solar Raw for creating such a delectable treat. The flavor, quality, and health benefits are simply astounding, and I'm truly grateful for the ingenuity and creativity behind this amazing gift.
So if you are looking for a proven success story, a sure bet, a place where a quiet revolution is unfolding in the ancient and majestic hills, you need look no further than Northumberland County and Solar Raw.